Hey everybody, and now here we are for the final video of my 20th anniversary special. Alright, in this video, it's more or less a sort of alternate. Actually, it's more or less, I think it's better if I just show y'all. So, first we start this picture, which says Ben 10 20th anniversary, featuring each four Ben. Ben Classic Series, UAF, OV, and the reboot. So now, let's head in this. Starting off, we're going to start out with my idea for a Ben 10 series. Starting off, we're going to have Ben have a more consistent character arc. He go from age from 10 to 16, like the original series, and art style like Omniverse with a more anime feel. But basically combining elements from each of the series. User ID, yes, aliens and characters, all this basically has a similar style to Omniverse, the world building anime style and stuff like that with a more consistent art for every character, for the main characters. We saw the Gen X and Space move. He's a training. Oh, we also have a bit. Instead, Ben has a bit of a training rather than the loss of feedback without taking inspired by Ben 10 Delta. If you read that, I did. And we also have a big arc for Alien X. As for what, I don't know. No, multiverse adventures, and of course, a series fin out with the negative tone, like the classic series, because I think that would be pretty cool. Now, I didn't have a whole lot in mind for these, but oh yeah, also the series has 10 seasons. How many episodes? I have no idea. Yeah, that's for y'all to decide. Anyway, next is an idea for a Ben Prime and reboot crossover. They I mean to start Vilgax and Neon like the 200 episode special. Well, Ben would give him some advice. They'd share stories. Ben would gain his reboot Ben's aliens and a power the Vilgax showdown. Oh yeah, Ben Reeve would also use Omni kicks, which would impress Ben Prime. I forgot to put E on here alongside Vilgax. My bad. Next we have my version of Ben 10. As you can clearly see, there's not much. It looks the same as his Prime counterpart, but with some slight differences. And his pants are a little more straightened out, but they're still back. His shirt now has some extra straps on the side and the bottom of the sleeves, and he also has some extra details on his sideburns. Personality-wise, it's honestly the same as he was in Omniverse. Light-hearted, impulsive, and fun, but heroic and strong-willed, and resourceful, and serious when needed. Same skills as Canon as well, and a hoverboard. As for his 10 speed, eating the time cycles, I'll leave that to you guys. However, he didn't take all the just when he lost feedback, but he did stop hearing for a while and live the normal life before going to do some training help get his mind off feedback. But kid 10 and to 11, not available, aka the time he stopped being a hero from 12 to 13. Alien voice would be 14, UA 15, and OV 16. Has new aliens alongside his canon ones. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. He got Buzzstrong, Artiguan, and Spitter from his original future self back at 10. He's mostly the same. Oh, actually, I already explained that. So yeah, you can. He doesn't really go to school anymore since he's becoming famous. And of course, he's still a huge fan of baseball, soccer, and especially sumo slammers. So he's honestly like Ben Prime, just with some tweaks and adjustments. Next, Omnitrix. Honestly, yeah, there's a lot. I'm a glowing room representing the Earth 3000 Omnitrices. And there's also some extra green sides in the back, meant to be if you turn the Omnitrix like this, it'd be right there. Transfer Omnitrix's abilities, honestly, same as they always are. Weak to this cooldown, not fully unhackable. User damage transfer DNA scan won't the arms be usable unless the DNA is scanned. Weak to counter devices or aliens with the right skills. Too many transformations and reversals will cause down cycle. Alien weaknesses, natural predator, certain alien personality traits can affect Ben randomizer function and illness. Alright, next, the aliens Ben has. And just still over I originally wanted to do all of them on the verse, but since it is the 20th anniversary, we're going to do the art styles from each series. So the original gang, the ones in the original series, and of course feedback was lost. So, but the UAF gangs, and everybody, minus the Ultimates, because this has been from their Omniverse. There's OV aliens. And there we all are. Alright, and these guys. If you want to know about them, in case you didn't know, there's always the Ben 10 wiki. Check out the Ben 10 wiki. And now we're on the new aliens, or more like aliens that unofficial aliens that have had designs, but I'm also adapting in my alternate version of Ben. But these aliens are unofficial and have been on the Ben 10 will give you a look, but I'm adding them to the version along with some extra abilities for some of them. Like for starting off, we have Bob the Blob. His abilities, of course, he has sticky skin, but also he has the ability to split himself off in two, like take his two sides and split him in two. And of course, he has a dual personality, and he can stretch his, well, not really stretch him, more like inflate, like he can use the slime in his body to increase, infiltrate his arm and stretch it. Weakness, sticky skin, because he can't accidentally stick to the wrong thing if he's not careful. And of course, a dual personality, as the two can bring themselves to argue. See, I basically my intent was to make him to more useful and cooler than his original counterpart. Next up, the same goes for anti-graviticilla here. Gravikinesis, but unlike Gravitac, he can only use it on himself. I mean, he can increase his physical strength and durability, and he can fly. As it says there, the Gravikinesis only affects himself, meaning if someone can have enough knowledge on that, they can exploit him and distract him long enough, since he can't stop anything else. Can't control anything thrown at him. He can only dodge and attack it. Despite that, though, he is so much better. Yeah, the intent was to not make him very similar to Gravitac. We also have gravity powers like Gravitac. I wanted to make sure it was the opposite. Next, we have Plant Apocalypse. Ingestion-based growth, so matter ingestion, enhanced strength, elasticity, tentacles, and space. However, as you can see, his weaknesses are naturally reversible growth and progressive mobility. Yeah, I took his eating problem as a little headcanon of mine. The sun will basically keep him at bay. Or Sun Ninja will keep him at bay. Yeah, I wanted to make him a lot more useful, not problematic. I mean, he is still problematic in that he can't reverse his growth if he grows too much, and he can't move if he gets too big. Basically, it's to make him a lot nicer, as you can tell by his face. Next, we have Rocks from the Power of the Omnitrix play. I didn't see it, I just read about these guys. But anyway, enhanced strength, durability, he can resist heat, and he can cause earthquakes. Weakness, clunky body, and he's not very fast. And of course, since he's a rock, water, as he'll sink, and possibly might break apart or crack. Next, we have Squid Stricter. He can detect mana, and of course, he's a squid, so tentacles, ink shooting, camouflage, can maneuver small spraying, has to be strength, and of course, survive underwater. His weaknesses include strong light, which include the dehydration, and he can age, especially if he's out of water for too long, and entanglement. That would definitely be a problem. Next, 1010. Now, this is an alien that hasn't really been revealed. Well, at least Ben doesn't. Like 6677 and 88. As they have confirmed Ben Cancer and a Sonotorigan. Yeah, I don't remember the species name. And he would call it 1010, which honestly is perfect. Anyway, he has enhanced durability and agility. He can survive in space, and of course, he has multiple limbs and marksmanship. And like the other three I mentioned earlier, he has armor, meaning he has a jetpack and a weapons arsenal. His weakness is it's obviously electricity. He thinks it was armor and no helmet, making him vulnerable to bad odors. And bad odor. I'm sorry. I am so sorry I spelled that wrong and did not notice it. I did not even notice that. Sorry. Elast elk, basically a crow transformation. At least my version of what Ben would look like is. Of course, like the ones he already saw, he can stretch, he's resistant to heat and radiation immunity. Weakness, elasticity, as it can be exploited and used against them, and of course, cold temperatures. So that's a problem. Yeah. Honestly, I think. For as I mentioned, my designs may not be the best, but I still get fun and cool. Anyway, next we have Snorgipon. But my version of what Ben would do if he turned into Azimuth. RJ, jeez. Quills, as he can knock out and paralyze and shooting them. He can I'm a quadruped. I was what you know what I mean. He can run on all fours, pull stopping, and the high immune system. His quills as he can actually stuck, or if he shoots all his quills, he's he's a little bit not much defense. He's not very strong, and of course he's weak to electricity. So there's also that. And next we have Shark Anqua. Now these are one of the ends that we saw Derek J. White, rest in peace. He's creative. He was unofficial, but I liked him, so a few of these ends I liked, and I wanted to keep them. And for my version of Ben. So in case you haven't seen it, he has the ability of empathy, extraordinary perception, weakness detection, verbal beatdown, and psychic damage inducing. Weaknesses: his bull will flop around like a fish with that, and he can and despite his name, sorry, I meant to say snark tank, man. Sorry, man. Despite him looking like a shark, he cannot bite anything. His fangs are seriously weak. Kind of ironic for a shark. So yeah. Next up we have Bungee Sponge. That's an alien they made for original series Ben. Apparently Ben moved on from him because he was weak and underpowered. But honestly, this guy could totally elasticity. He has a rob earlier, enhanced swinging, and of course sponge fluid injunction. He can also jump, I think. Nah, you know what? Weaknesses like elasticity can use against him, and of course if he's dehydrated, that'll definitely cause some problems. X alien is Moot. Basically, my version of Ben had a high retransformation, and claw projectiles, retractable tentacles, foldable wings, fly, enhanced reflexes, cold, electricity immunity, fire and heat resistance, and moisture absorption. Weaknesses: dehydration or heat exposure. He can resist. He can resist fire and heat, but not too much. It'll definitely cause problems. Krill the Summoner. A few more abilities than what he was actually shown. He can construct things with ice. He can make snowballs and throw them at opponents, and he has some pretty good combat skills. Although both his ice constructs and himself have their durability limit, which that fatal blow could prove to be a problem. Overflow. Like I said earlier, if Ben Prime, Ben Reed had a crossover, this is what I believe. But these, of course, would get his aliens. Minus one of them, but still. Hydrokinesis, sharp claws, exoskeleton, and of course underwater breathing and fast swimming. Weaknesses: electricity, water in confined spaces, and durability limit despite his hard skeleton. Next we have Slapback. Kinetic self-duplication. Symbols where he can shrink, increase his mass, weight, or entity strength and durability. Duplicate emulation, meaning he can come back and they all work as a team. Forced weaknesses: forced combination, unintentional weight damage, exploitable duplication, and flexibility limit, and small size when duplicating shrinks. Next alien, Shock Rock. Again, was the best design for Shock Rock, but I try my best here. And we have abilities. The electrokinesis can shoot out strong electrical charges from any parts of his body, and stretch his arms a little bit, but not extend a full elasticity. Stone armor, as his armor is his rock armor can definitely give him some durability. His weaknesses: he's slow, and monsters can absorb his electricity, or ones that don't work, and he can accidentally shock/boost something if he's not careful. Next alien is Ventriloquid. Of course, his abilities include ventriloquism and telepathy. Weaknesses: no combat skills. Also, he cannot fight himself and corrupt the rats from Validats or vampire species. Next, we have Thriller Whale. Abilities: dancing, durability, music blast from hole. We didn't. Yeah, since we don't know what Thriller Whale looks like, I just based him off that whale looking dude from the show. Abilities: he's included. I already said that. Sorry. So these are some extra ones I added. Of course, his weaknesses include blockable hole, Oh, and of course, durability limit. And then next, we have Port Alert, which is based off Derek J. Wyatt's design. I like Port Alert, so I wanted to keep him. Anyway, he can create portals. Well, then, of course, he has a spear form, and he has a hard shell, which equals durability. Weaknesses, slippery / steep environments, and durability limits. Next, Hippopotamus. Abilities is telekinesis, one of the weaknesses, however, focus. So that he can't focus on everything around him, as that might be a problem. However, he can his endurance is the best. And but he does give it his best. Next, we have Somnambulizard. Abilities, mind control and regeneration. Weaknesses, mind control limit, as he can his his air only depends on people in his air for like a foot or two. What if he's exposed? If someone's careful, they can get him from the back. They can grab his tail's exposed, meaning they can use it against him and throw him. Next, Alien Z. Is it speed swimming, belly sliding, and laser knife fins? Weaknesses: low durability and limited speed on land. Like if he runs, he's not very fast. Fast, he's not like slow, like a turtle speed, but he runs a little faster than the average human, but he's definitely so slow compared to a lot of others. Skid marks. Now, yeah, he's another speed alien, but I had to make sure he had a little more going more than faster. Oh, we would have had another fast track on our hands. Abilities: he can speed, skiing, stingers, and throw. Oh, sorry, my bad. He basically the two things on his back and tail. He can make those stingers and shoot those at his targets. Well, not shoot like sting. And they're not. Oh, don't worry, they're not poisonous or nothing. But when they do poke and hurt, and the wheels, he can throw them as like boomerangs and pop a wheel. Yeah, it's kind of, you think of it like popping a wheelie, or sorry, just using a wheelie. I don't know why I said that. Weaknesses: stingers and throwing wheels. Well, as his stingers can definitely be used against him, stop them, pull and kick and attack. And his weak, if he throws all of his wheels, he definitely won't be able to do anything. And of course, like fast track, he's slower than accelerate species, Kenosaurans. Next alien is Craptastic. Enhanced strength, strong arms, sharp claws, 360 vision, underwater breathing, and wall crawling. Weaknesses: stuck claws. Like if his claws get stuck on something, they can't really open up, and he's a glass can. I mean, he can hit pretty hard, but unfortunately his durability sucks. It's bad. Next alien is, this is going to be a little fun. Diphole. Yeah, I know I know, bad name to name, but I was kind of pressed for ideas here. Also had fin swim, but that would have been a bit. Actually, probably should have went with that. Now I'm thinking about it. Those names might look weird, but they have said the oranges can use human, dolphin, or mouse DNA. Since Ben's already a human, I said, why not go for the other two? Abilities: you can swimming and agility, blowhole, rapid healing, vision, echolocation, strong fins and tail, and he's pretty small. I mean, not like gray matter or brainstorm smart, but still smart. Weaknesses include a clogged blowhole, meaning he's, like I said earlier, he's not brainstorming. He's just smart to adapt to his surroundings. Dehydration if he's on land, and hearing dependence, and pollution. Yeah, they can seriously harm the head. And then there's Pipsqueak. Ability: these include survival skills and keen senses, exceptional hearing, swimming, stealth and squeezing, climbing, and agility. Navigation, and while it doesn't show on the picture, he has a little fan. By weaknesses, of course, small size, curiosity, and loud noise sensitivity, which can definitely be a problem for him. Going back to here, though, let's go ahead. As I kind of glossed over this a bit, for some of those who are watching this but don't know who these guys are, I'll go over them real quick. Heat Blast, Wild Mud, Diamond Head, Accelerate, Gray Matter, Forearms, Stingfly, Ripjaws, Upgrade, Ghost Freak, Cannonball, Wildvine, Spitter, Buzzshock, Artiguana, Upchuck, Ben Wolf, or Blitzwolf, or whichever you prefer, or Ben Mummy or Snarrow, or Ben Victor or Frankenstrike, I Ditto, I Guy, a Waybig, and Feedback who been lost. I want the UAF group: Swampfire, Echo Echo, Humongosaur, Jet Ray, Big Shield, Chromastone, Brainstorm, Spider Monkey group, Alien X, Upchuck or Murga, or I don't remember, so a Upchuck, the other version, and Nanomech and Lodestar Wrath. The Water Hazard, Amphibian, Armadillo, Terrorspin, NRG, Fast Track, Chameleon, and Eagle, Clockwork, Jury Rig, and Shock Squatch. Now we're on to the OV guys. Blocks, Gravitat, Crash Hopper, Ball Weevil, Walkatrout, a Pesky Dust, Molestache, the worst, Kickin' Hawk, Toepic, Feedback, who been regained, an Astrodactyl, Bullfrag, and Atomics, Gutrot, and Vampire. Now, like I said earlier, for Dipole and Pipsqueak, you don't have to pretend. You don't have to. I like these guys. You can pretend they're not really. Anyway, I added these two because I thought they'd be nice to give in some actual human animals to turn into and create like an undercover mission or something. I don't know. Back to the aliens though, as a quick little bonus, let's do fast track. His abilities for my old. Of course, he has enhanced speed, agility, and reflexes. However, he has more enhanced physical abilities: jump, strength, smell, durability, and I give him night vision to help make him some a little more interesting and better. Energy, he's the more on compared to Excel and Skid Marks, and while they both do have skills in common with their tails, the rowing wheels, and other claws and other traits, Fast Track is definitely the more. I want to make Fast Track the more combat speedster. By ready speedster, he's for the group. Of course, his weaknesses are his momentum. Like obviously, if he runs too fast, that's all trouble stopping. And of course, if they have the right skills, they can exploit his speed and knock him out. And of course, like Skid Marks, he's slower than Accelerate, like Cannon. And now back to the actual thing. Of course, these are Ben Prime's allies. Gwen and Kevin at Freaking University, and Max and Rook at Preliminary Q. Of course, these are my version of Ben too. And now let's go on to Reboot Ben. Starting off, we'll have his Omnitrix. With his, as you can see, he has two extra stripes on his shirt, and some green parts of the Omnitrix. I'll give it more color. But look, you don't like the design, but I thought it was nice. Anyway, I give it more color than just gray, black, and white. Anyway, for his Omnitrix, he has the aliens of Gray Matter, Four Arms, Cannonbolt, Heat Blast, Diamond Head, and Accelerate, alongside his other, like his reboot ones, when Slapback, Act Shock Rock, like Overflow, Jet Ray, and also Surge. Look, this is here just because of the season 5 specials, but I think Surge could work, but yeah. Anyway, these guys are based on the 4 seasons. I can't have great. Basically everyone's meant to play a role sort of. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Basically, like the whole is the most useful alien. Surge is here because, and also I think Ben could find a way to use him without the whole thing of them having to be together. Like he could still make Surge work because that's the kind of guy Ben is. Now on his alternate time, he has a bit of an alternate timeline. For example, he still travels around the world with his grandpa Max and Gwen. However, and Glitch. However, Glitch now has the ability to merge out of the car and into his original body. Like he can be his original body and then merge into the car if he needs to. And as for Gwen, like that one episode where she got the cat armor from film, and it was still destroyed, but he rebuilds it. Or in other words, not destroyed. She keeps it and make her a more active member of the party from this point on. As for Max, I don't really know. Maybe if he gets a blast from Phil or something, I didn't really think about it that much. Sorry. Anyway, next up we have the other alternate versions of Ben. The guys here, Reboot Ben, and Ben 23, Albedo, who for my version is not going to fall into a kid, Eon, Benzaro, Nega Ben, Nega as a negative, Nega as a negative. Just make sure. Okay, that good? We clear? Just want to make sure I don't accidentally get this video canceled for for somebody didn't say. All right, good there. Okay, hope to clear that up. Anyway, then we have Mad Ben and Gwen 10, and from the Gweniverse, yeah, for my version, it's just the Gweniverse Gwen. No what if. Oh, well, there is the what if, but there's also no other time where falls on Max. We just get Gweniverse Gwen. We have Ben and Gwen's roles be reversed. No watch Ben 10,000 from the reboot, Uber, and the two versions of Ben that came from Prime timeline. As for other versions of Ben, they're the ones here. There's Ben 10,000, Ultimate Ben 10,000 from the UA. I have Gweniverse Ben, and who's Gweniverse's version of Ben, who for my version is an Anodite. And it's like I always hated how they didn't make him one again. Like it would have been perfect had their roles. She had the honor, so he should have been the Anodite. It would have been perfect to just have their roles reversed. Anyway, there's Bad Ben Tennyson from what I call Brother and Sister Time, and Jen Tennyson. Basically Ben had a twin sister named Jen. The two of them got the honors, and of course Jen from Gender Swap Universe. Yeah, I know this is lame. Yeah, I know it's lame. They're kind of just there. They're assigned, but I couldn't find any pictures of any of them. I didn't have the creativity to draw a girl Ben, and I didn't want to use somebody else's. So yeah, but anyway, that's about where the video ends. If you all enjoy, especially you, my fellow Ben 10 fans, and I'll see you all in the next video. And end off, happy birthday to Ben and Gwen Tennyson. See you later. It's hero time.